U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen just wrapped up speaking to small business owners from the U.S. Small Business Administration. And Jessica Stone is here with us in the studio to talk about this more. And this is a pretty big deal because he really spoke to Main Street.
She really did, and it's certainly in keeping, of course, with what we've heard in her first public speech back in March. That was dedicated to unemployment. She actually profiled 3 different people in that speech. One was marginally employed, some were unemployed. And, you know, all of this comes at a time when the Wells Fargo Gallup poll has shown that small business optimism is at its highest point since 2008. More small business owners now say that they can get credit than they did so last year. Now remember that small businesses make up the majority of all American businesses. They've also led the recovery, creating 2 out of 3 new jobs in the United States. What we're seeing now is that more of these small businesses are using credit cards to pay for expenses than used to. So what do they want to hear from the Fed chief? Well, a lot of them want to know what the Fed is doing to help them continue to lead the recovery. For example, what steps is the Fed taking to encourage lending by community banks, who are the main lenders to small businesses? Yellen said just 2 weeks ago that new financial regulations need to be tailored so they don't curb the important functions of community banks. But Thursday, she focused on simply saying thank you.
We at the Federal Reserve are keenly aware of your vital role, and we pledge to continue to do our part in promoting the recovery so that you can continue to help America grow and prosper.
And in her brief remarks, Yellen also reiterated that the Fed's current strategy of keeping interest rates low is targeted to support lower borrowing costs for households and businesses. That, in turn, is what supports job creation, as we know, Phil.
Jess, this is pretty cool. So the Federal Reserve Chair is talking to basically Main Street, and Ben Bernanke didn't do as much as this. I mean, is that the sense that you have from the street, is that they're pretty happy that the Fed Chair's talking to them?
Well, I did check with the Small Business Administration, and they have no record of Bernanke appearing in front of their group during his tenure at the Fed. And really what I felt like Janet Yellen conveyed during her speech was a warmth, a sincerity about the level of gratitude that the central bank has towards all of the American small businesses in the country that have been essentially singularly responsible for bringing the U.S. out of the recession. Phil?